Hello and welcome back to my Baldur's Gate solo trilogy. As you can see, we're picking up right where we left off. In this episode, we take care of the last few quests before going and doing the Candlekeep stuff and finishing the game. So it's worth noting that if you give that one guard, Fergus, a angel something ring, the blue one, he wants to give it to his girlfriend or whoever, and it gets you an experience, or some experience, and a reputation point.
This way, good sir. Over here. It will be done. You there! Identify yourself!
This is actually the first time I've ever done this Merchant League estate quest. I always thought it was the same as the Seven Sons because they're both doppelganger quests, and so I had no idea what I was doing. It's quite possible that I did it back in the day, but when I was young I was much more into Baldur's Gate 2 than I was Baldur's Gate 1, just because I sucked at the game because I was young, and I had a really hard time with the low level stuff.
Nice to make the acquaintance of such a cultured personage.
But now, oddly enough, I feel more comfortable on Baldur's Gate 1 than I do Baldur's Gate 2.
What do you need?
I've put in a lot of hours on it, and I still like Baldur's Gate 2 a little bit better, but they both have their charms. But I just find it kind of odd that I like the second one better, but I'm more comfortable with the first one.
You want some whiskey? I've got the best
I wouldn't call what I do or my playstyle speedrunning, but I would call it
The acquaintance of such a cultured personage.
an efficient playstyle, trying to get through the game as quickly as possible. Of course, I dick around a little bit here and there.
With ease. Not a problem.
So, these are the guests you've been talking about all day.
Not a problem. With ease. It will be done. Learn some map.
And as of doing this commentary, I have finished Baldur's Gate 1, and I'm about to go to Baldur's Gate 2. I'm not sure whether I want to be a Berserker Mage, or if I want to Shadowkeeper myself and change all my intelligence points into wisdom. I just swap the stats, and then become a Berserker Cleric.
Hello. Nice to make the acquaintance of such a cultured personage.
I'll probably do Berserker Mage just because I find the mage spells a little bit more fun. I wouldn't say they're more useful because both have their merits. They're just different, of course.
I've got the best prices this side of Cormier. I've got the best prices this side of Cormier.
Not a problem.
I do want your guys' opinion, and I'll mention this in the next episode as well. I have the Dungeon Begone mod installed. Would you like me to use it to skip Chateau Irenicus, seeing as all of us have played it and know what it means? Or know, everything there is in there. We've all played it dozens of times. Would you rather me go through it or just skip it?
Hello.
I'm okay either
Nice to
way.
meet the-
What do you need?
I just want to get your guys' opinion.
What do you need? What do you need? Nothing is more Baldur than that. What's his? What's his? What do you need? It will be done.
One thing you'll notice I did in this fight is that I kited back. I would attack and kill one of them, and then I would reposition to another area so I could abuse the pathfinding of the AI and potentially have less attacks coming in at me all at once. It's certainly not necessary. You see, I got hit like once or twice that entire time, but it's a good habit to get into. I always really hated the weapons that are good against only one type of enemy, and especially that one bastard sword there. +1/+3 versus shapeshifters, who cares?
With ease. Not a problem.
I feel like until you get to the final parts of Shadows of Amn and into Throne of Baal, bastard swords are one of the least represented weapon types in the entire game.
No time to chit-chat.
With ease. Hey!
I should have joined the army.
It will be done.
I should have joined the army.
You'll see me make a few mistakes in this video and the next one, causing myself a few silly deaths. I can't imagine playing Iron Man mode, like deleting your save when you die, because I don't know. It's all dice rolls, so a lot of it's RNG. Sounds like an exercise in frustration, unless you got super good. I feel like I'm a competent player in this game, probably better than average, but I still die several times throughout all my playthroughs. Sometimes it's from being stupid, sometimes it's bad luck, sometimes it's trying something new that isn't as good as the tried and true methods. But they're deaths nonetheless.
Not a problem.
Fear my wrath, for it is great indeed.
So there you see I get crowd controlled. So that's the beginning of the end.
Not a problem. With ease.
Fear my wrath, for it is great indeed.
To be honest with you guys, I'm a little bit nervous about going into Baldur's Gate 2 and dual classing and being a solo, under-leveled mage, single-class mage essentially, until I get my fighter levels back. The only thing it'll be giving me is the extra HP, which is not insignificant, but I'm really hoping that I can level up to level 9 in Chateau Irenicus, so then I can get all that quest experience and have it all go straight to my mage class. Additionally, in the beginning of Baldur's Gate 2, you're going to see me memorize a ton of scrolls. Even if I have duplicates, I'll memorize it, delete it, and re-memorize it, just so I can get all that experience. And I've been trying to think of a good way to make money in Baldur's Gate 2 early, because being a mage is so expensive. Because you want the, whatever that mage robe that lowers your casting time significantly. You want a bunch of scrolls so you can fill out your spell book. Yeah, you can't really be selling your scrolls and your wands, all the things that you find, just because, I mean, it's helpful to have them.
It will be done.
I know you can get a ton of experience out of the DR9's hold, but I don't really want to do it before I have my fighter levels back.
Not a problem. With ease.
I serve the flaming fist!
Not a problem.
And as far as gear goes for a mage, you're also going to want to do the planar sphere as quickly as possible. I'm going to want the Staff of Rin from the Adventure Mart, which is not cheap. Trying to think of other things I'm going to want. Eventually my gear choices will be pretty obvious, but getting to that point is going to take some doing. One thing you might not have known, One thing you might not have known about the potions of regeneration is that they stack. So if you drink them in quick succession while they're still active, then you know that it doubles your amount of healing over time. So Sarevok, when you're a fighter class, you kind of just want to DPS him down before he can kill you, and before his buddies can cast enough spells to deal damage. And that allows you to take probably one more hit from Sarevok before you have to heal or reload if you die.
Not a problem.
Greetings, taxpayers. I am Duke Eltan, commander of the Flaming Fist. Your journey has come. Tonight you. I should have joined the army.
With ease.
Hold, travelers! Before you will be allowed entrance, you must donate a toast.
Salutations. I am Carol, a visitor of Candlekeep, like yourself.
Not a problem. It will be done.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse. By Moradin's hammer!
Not a problem. With ease. Something on your mind?
These
Our library is man's harem of knowledge.
Not a problem. Something straight.
The Lord of Murder shall perish, but in his doom he shall spawn a score of mortal progeny. Chaos will be sown from their passage.
Now, last time I was talking about, well, basically just considering what character class I want to go into the new Siege of Dragonspear with, and I think I'm going to go with that Ranger Cleric that is my first playthrough on YouTube. If you want to see that character, it's about a 7 or 9 part series, about as streamlined as this one. If you watch this one, you'll more or less know everything that I do in that, except with a Ranger Cleric. But I think it has a lot of utility. It's strong both in the mid game and in the late game. And it'll be nice to have a little extra experience from Siege of Dragonspear going into Baldur's Gate 2, just because that's really your limiting factor on a Ranger Cleric, is that Rangers take a little bit more experience than fighters do to level up, of course. And as a multi-class character, you're always starved for XP. And like I was talking about, I'm going to want to go with a party in that game, although I'm not going to be with a full party, most likely. It'll almost certainly be 4 characters, including my main character, who I haven't decided yet. I don't care so much about their combat stats as the interaction I would have with those characters.
Greetings, young one.
Of course, I'll have to have Minsk, because he's just awesome. I'm probably gonna go with Imowen, because I'm interested in what she'd have to say. And my last character, I'm tempted to go with Edwin. I don't particularly like Nira. I find her a little bit irritating. So it turns out this was total overkill, all these scrolls. In the past, I've always just run through here, either hiding in shadows or just chugging in an invisibility potion, just not bothering with anything except the strength tome. But I was being super conservative with my invisibility potions this game because I forgot how many were in the game, and I didn't know if I would ever be able to find more. And I know I wanted at least one, ideally two, for the Servok fight in that area, because I want to get into Servok's chambers without getting bothered by any of the bullshit. And the last invisibility potion would be in case shit goes wrong and I can chug it and then drink a bunch of potions while Servok and his friends are just standing around me, not being able to see me. You see me here trying to figure out what strength you need in order to bust open this lock. Turns out it's at least 24 strength, maybe 23 would do it, but I think it's a 5% chance on 24 strength to bust open that lock, and there's no fail chance as far as I can tell.
I stand ready with ease.
continue.